All
We
right,
live?
everyone. Welcome,
Hey, how's
Drew.
it?
Drew, I'm so happy to have you here. You've been
Happy to be here.
operating in the shadows, answering the questions online like incognito almost. And
That's
finally, we have you join the Campfire and co-host it with me to answer everyone's questions. Um, so this is Campfire number 28. I still can't believe it. This is just
neither can I.
insane. More than half a year, and we're going to keep doing this. It's quite fun. For those of you that are new to here, you're probably watching on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. And here's the deal, we're going to answer all your questions. The way we do that is you ask them in the chat wherever you're watching. If you watch on LinkedIn, just post your question in the chat and we should be seeing it here. Like I see Krista, I think Krista was probably worried that we were not going to be on time, but we are. Here we are.
Hi,
Um,
Krista. We're on time. We're on
and
time.
and here's another thing you can do. Actually, you can also follow this link. If you're not shy and if you're not afraid of showing up with your camera on and your
Hey, Tommy.
mic
What's up, brother?
on, just like Drew is doing right now, uh, we'll actually bring you on the stage and have a conversation. How about that?
Mhm.
So, uh, hey Tommy, how you doing? Hey Krista. Oh, we have
Hey.
Publix Bar. Hello, how are you doing?
Hey. Hey,
So,
Bubbly.
hey,
How's it?
Drew, one of the
Yo.
reasons why we're doing a Q&A right now is because
Mhm.
Monday is a very important day.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
right.
it's
Full stack, right?
because we have an early bird date that will pass. And so what that means is if you're interested in registering to the full stack of Frontend Bootcamp,
Mhm.
you have until Monday night to register and grab what we call the early bird rate, which is pretty much, I think it's like $350, less expensive than the full price.
Yes.
And that's if you want to join for the session that's going to start in June. And so if you want to start in June, you have until Monday to register at the early bird rate. Be careful though, Andrew, you mentioned that to me as a reminder when we were
Mhm.
waiting to get started. If you register now, you're going to pay now, and then you're going to pay again on Monday. That's how it works. You pay when you register, and then you pay the second payment when the bootcamp starts. So that's the only trick. No, you're not going to pay on Monday. What am I saying? You're going to pay in 2 weeks when it starts. Um, and Tommy is asking for the link. So let me show you the link again. Tommy, how do I do that? There we go. So that's going to be url.newcamp.co/dial-in. We have a little bot that's going to push that link out as we go through this live show anyways.
Mhm.
All right. So, and we can see here that
Hey, Jesse.
Bubbly Bob, Bubbly
Boba.
Boba.
No, Bubbly Boba. Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
the little drink with the tapioca balls? Hey.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, remember, I
Bubbly
wasn't born
Boba.
and raised in this country, so I don't remember having Bubbly Boba in France.
Yeah. No, I
But
think
yeah.
Boba's like a Taiwan created that,
Oh,
but
is
it's
it?
a
Okay,
delicious beverage.
cool. Hey, so Drew, tell
Yo.
tell the folks what you're doing at NewCamp, and maybe actually some of them have had a chance to email with you or talk
Mhm.
to you. But what are you doing? What's your day job?
Pretty much, I'm the first one, not just me, but also Miles and Francesca. Um, we're pretty much the first people that you correspond with. So anytime you reach out to info@newcamp.co, support@newcamp.co, or you call the toll free 800-888 number, um, we're usually the ones that you correspond with. Yeah, and we're pretty much there to help guide you. If we're not able to help you, then we're at least able to guide you to someone else on the team that will be able to help you out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so you talk to a lot of folks. What do you see? What are the top questions that people ask you when they email or call you?
It varies actually, Ludo. You're well, at least we get questions about obviously the financing options that we offer, how the scholarships work. Um, also, Wow, I kind of lost my train of thought. But no,
That's
I
the
mean,
nerves, huh?
because
I know you
no,
were nervous to
it's a
come here.
mixture. Yeah, yeah, it's a mixture of the nerves but there's a whole bunch of different things that they ask for. But two of the main things I would say is how the financing works, and also um the
I know
uh
there's one question that is coming over and over again. What is the right bootcamp for me? Like they really
okay,
wonder
yes.
which one they need to start with. And let's say hi to Evans.
Hey
Oh,
Evans.
I don't know.
Hey
Oh, I
Krista.
cannot highlight. It's funny because it has an emoji in it. It doesn't allow me to select it and highlight it. It's funky though.
Cool. We
Um,
see you, Evans.
and so, yeah, I mean, that's that question, right?
Mhm.
Which boot camp is the right one for me? And very often, if you're just starting, you see so many options, and there's so many potential jobs in the industry that you don't know where to start. And I think the very first boot camp they should try to verify a few things, like to check that they're going to like NewCamp, to check that they're going to like development. I mean, to check all those boxes before really investing further is the first 4 weeks web development
Exactly.
fundamentals. Right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
if you don't know anything, if you're wondering about, okay, what's my path, just start there. That's a safe bet.
Mhm.
And you're going to know. There you go. That's the link that we've been talking about to join us. And you're going to know straight away. I mean, after 4 weeks, you're going to know if you liked it, if you enjoyed NewCamp as well, if you enjoyed coding, if that's something that you want to do for the pretty much your next career. um, I think you mentioned
Ready?
also financing. Well, we just did something new this week, and
Mhm.
I don't know if you know, maybe you don't. So for a very long time we could not handle at the same time a student. So if you go to Climb Credit or Ascent and you actually paid them directly, it wasn't possible for us to apply a scholarship to that. So either you had a student loan but no scholarship, or you didn't have a student loan and you could be eligible for a
Mhm.
scholarship. We just were able to change that this week. So now, even if you have
What?
a student loan, you can also qualify for a scholarship. It's a little bit more complicated for us, but we've had actually a request, and we're like, yeah, why aren't we doing that exactly? It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And the reality is not that we don't want to or we can't. It's just we didn't have the systems in place to actually handle that technically. And so because we couldn't do it,
Mhm.
then we said, well, we can do it, and so we fixed that. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah. Thank you, Ludo. Thank you for
and I
for
wonder
for,
actually
for
if it
doing that.
wasn't Krista kind of suggesting that. Now that I think of it, because
Oh,
yeah, I think that's it. I think because Anuja was actually on the front line for that,
Nuja.
and I think
Yes,
that was
Nuja.
Krista's suggestion. I'll be curious, Krista. Yes, it was Krista.
Yes.
That's so that's so funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so yeah, we figured it out, and we made it happen for Krista. That was pretty cool. And we have actually Tommy now, who's just joining us live. So Tommy, I see your camera is on. I hope your mic is working.
Oh,
We're
this
gonna
dude.
bring you onto the floor.
Oh, how's it
All
going,
right, but
Tommy?
you have a lot of background noise.
Oh,
I don't know if you can
oh yeah.
isolate yourself, Tommy. We hear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know what it is. You have the tab of the show. So close the other tab or mute it.
Um, I hear a lot of voices. 1 second. I hear a lot of voices. 1 second.
Yeah, I hear echo.
One
I hear
second. I'm
echo.
sorry. I
No,
don't know
no,
what's
no. Don't
going
worry about
on.
it. No worries. Don't worry.
It's you from the future.
I know, right? Oh wait.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, the more we talk, the more it's going to be confusing. So, Tommy, you need to find the
One
other
second.
tab. There's another tab somewhere. Oh, it's another computer?
That's probably what
All
it
right.
is.
We'll wait for him to come back.
Oh, okay. All
um,
right. Cool. That's cool.
oh, yeah, and Anuja is confirming it. Hey, Tommy, let us know when you figured it out, okay? You need to stop hearing us. You good?
Confirming. Okay, I think so.
Hey, yes, you're
Tommy,
good
let
now.
us know when
Oh,
you figured
there you go.
you stop hearing us. You good?
Nope.
Confirming.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
I
you
think
still
so.
have it.
Still echo.
Tommy, let us know when you're
Can you say something?
Oh, there. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear
Can you
us
hear?
now, though?
So I think it's delayed. Everything is
There
getting
you
delayed.
go.
So
You got it.
We
You
were
got
good
it. You
now.
got it. Nice.
Okay.
yeah.
Can you hear us now, though?
Hey.
Cool. Okay.
So I think it's delayed. Everything is
There
getting
you
delayed.
go.
So
You got it. You got
Well,
it.
you need to close the tab. You have us play in another tab on your browser. You need to close that other tab.
Oh, I got it. I figured it out. Cool. Perfect.
Okay.
Well, so I had a quick question. I'm sorry for all the confusion. I'm so sorry.
No,
But
no worries.
is this a place where we ask questions? Is this where?
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome. So I'm trying to be a software developer, and I'm not sure if this is the place to go or this Monday coming up to pre-register. Is this a place to start?
Yeah. So Monday we're starting the web development fundamentals course. It's 4 weeks. So if you're brand new, or if you've just dabbled in code but you don't really know, what you want to do exactly, that will be a perfect start. But let me ask you a few questions. Have you done coding before? Have you actually tried on your own a little bit?
Yeah, I went to freecodecamp.org,
Okay.
and I did pretty well, but I still got stuck.
What's your JavaScript knowledge right now?
The only Java I know is the chocolate one with the coffee. So
Okay, so that's actually a nice way to figure out if you should start with the 4 weeks. And I guess from your answer that you should. Let me see if I have that answer somewhere. Yeah. So if you go to that test, url.newcamp.co/test yourself, you're going to be presented with a series of questions. I think it's 25 questions.
Mhm.
And it's going to
Correct.
test your JavaScript knowledge. If you hit 85% correct answers, that means you don't actually need to take the 4 weeks bootcamp. But if you're below that, that's a great sign that actually that's a safe way to start. So go to url.newcamp.co/test yourself and see how much you do, what's your score. And if you're below 85%, then yeah, you've signed to the right you've signed up to the right bootcamp.
got it. Okay, thank you. Yes, that answers my question. Thanks.
All right, perfect. Hey, open us. You're going to need to open us again on the other tab if you want to follow the show. It
Cool.
was good to see you, Tommy. Take care.
Take care.
Shoots.
Oh, I love that. Okay, this is going to be a very animated show. We're going to see some questions here. So, Baltimore dude, what are the requirements for the scholarship? Is it academic or needs-based? Is FAFSA available? I'm not sure what FAFSA is, but let me
Financial
actually
aid.
show you. So what? You know what it is?
Yeah, financial aid. FAFSA is financial aid.
And it's what is governmental, I guess?
Federal. Yeah.
Federal. Gotcha. So to answer your question, let me actually bring up our website. If you go to financing and scholarships, you're going to see all the scholarships we have available. And there's a few. They're mostly needs-based, not really academic-based, but mostly needs-based, or yeah, I guess that's the answer. And also kind of, demographic-based. So if you're a Native American, we have one. If you've been denied a loan recently, so you can say it's needs-based, we have one for you. If you've been affected by COVID, and actually this one is in partnership with Karakama, so you need to apply to their partnership, to their scholarship first, and then to ours. If you are an active member, active duty or military, and then if you've been affected by the Best Buy, and I thought we closed that one. I think that one may not be available still. I'm surprised to see it here again. But that one actually was when Best Buy and Fry's laid off a bunch of folks. We actually opened a scholarship for them. So that will be that. And FAFSA, actually, I don't know. Do you think we qualify, Drew, for FAFSA? Do you have an idea?
Not that I know of. I mean, financial aid from the federal government. They do help with as far as on the collegiate level for
Yeah.
colleges if you're trying to apply for colleges. But I don't think that we're set up to accept that at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll decide. I mean, that program will have to decide if we qualify or not. Hey, I see
Sure.
that Art joined us as well. Art, if you're ready, I'm gonna pull you in and bring you onto the floor.
Let's do it. Hey,
Hey,
how's
Art.
it, Art?
Sorry, can you see me?
Yes,
Sorry.
and
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'm in my car actually. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
I do have a. Yeah, actually, I was the one in Baltimore, dude. That's my moniker. So that's what the idea I was using. I got more than a couple of questions. Okay. So my couple of questions. First of all, you just answered about the financial aid. So can you tell me a little bit about the job placement? Like, I am looking towards the full stack,
Yeah.
the whole development. All right. So I don't have any experience on JavaScript, but I have worked with C language. I've done data structure and also in Java. I also have worked
Awesome.
with Linux and all this kind of stuff. But I have hardly worked in anything related to web development. So I'm interested in the
Okay.
full stack. So my question is two-tiered question. My first tier question is, if you can tell me a little bit about the job placement. I'm like, how do you guys help in finding a job?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And second thing is that uh, since I'm still actually finishing my college and all, so like how would I go about the job? Like, do they need a bachelor's degree? Because I still don't have my bachelor's degree. I'm working on it at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can answer. You want me to do
Yeah,
the
go for
first
it.
tier?
Go for it, Drew, and I'll add to it.
Okay. So, unfortunately, NewCamp does not guarantee any type of job placement, unfortunately. But we do promise to support you after you graduate from either the front end, the full stack, or the back end with Python. And you could find out all of the things that come with the career services that we offer through our website. But one thing that I always like to point out to prospective students, or students that are thinking about enrolling into NewCamp, is the opportunity to connect with a career coach after you graduate, and that's gonna help you tremendously, especially after you graduate and you've accumulated that knowledge in order to join the workforce as far as web development. And it would be pretty much you would just answer like a really brief. It's not even going to take 5 minutes to answer it, but you receive it after you graduate, and after you answer that survey, you'll start receiving emails to connect with a career coach. I'm not sure if you ever tried to book an appointment with a NewCamp advisor through our website, but it would be very similar. It would be through Calendly, and then you could book an appointment with a career coach in 30-minute time slots. Where, and I pretty much heard of the more like general stuff, like can you help me with my portfolio? Can you help me with my resume, my cover letter? And then I've even heard of some students who have asked their career coach within that 30-minute time slot to kind of emulate what a job interview would be like in this field. So there's that.
And how do I go about booking that interview?
Once you graduate, you're going to be assigned with a career coach. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can book an appointment with Drew actually, or another advisor to ask more questions before you register. But once you graduate, you're going to be assigned a career coach, and you'll be actually provided with a link to schedule the time of your career coach.
Okay. Now, does it matter? Does it matter? Like, do I have to have like a bachelor's degree, finish the whole bachelor's degree?
No,
before
no, absolutely not.
No. Let me take that one. There's actually a lot of companies now that are creating programs that require people to not have a bachelor degree. So it's kind of the opposite, the other way around. There's tons of positions out there for people who have bachelor degrees, but there's actually a ton of programs. And so Accenture, for example, is one. JP Morgan Chase will talk about it, but I think they have also that criteria. There's a ton of investment made in apprenticeships. And one of the criteria to actually get into an apprenticeship is to not have a bachelor degree. And so that's something that's pretty positive in the industry right now, is really the push to remove that bachelor degree requirement. And I'll say, Art, I mean, you've described your profile. The fact that you have experience in coding in C, which is really hard. I mean, that's a really tough language, coding in C. The fact that you have experience with Linux, I mean, you really seem to be starting from a very strong foundation.
Yep.
I would say that you probably should try to get familiar with JavaScript. It can be with us or can be outside. But if you're registering directly to full stack, I will still suggest that you learn JavaScript before. And again, you can register to the 4 weeks bootcamp, or you can just, grab a JavaScript course online and really brush up your JavaScript skills, because that's going to be very important. And it's not really similar to C. I mean, there's a ton of concepts that don't apply. I mean, the algorithms and things like that are similar, but I'll say brush up on JavaScript before you join.
Okay, so so if I do a full stack, that does not cover the JavaScript, right?
To some extent, yes, but we kind of expect that you have a minimum knowledge. So, and actually, you know what? That test that I talked about earlier, you should take that test as well. If you hit 85%, your JavaScript knowledge is good. You don't have to actually go beyond that. If you don't, that means you have to brush up JavaScript before joining full stack. We do expect a minimum of JavaScript knowledge before you actually join the full stack program.
So full stack, the minimum requirement you're asking is JavaScript. Okay, that's it. Anything required with Linux or anything like that, or GitHub?
I think that's pretty much it. The JavaScript is very much what we would expect. I mean, there's also some level of HTML and CSS, but most people kind of have that knowledge. Do you have knowledge of HTML and CSS?
I tried to do that, but I found that mind-numbingly stupid. So I just
yeah, you're
that
just
means
gonna
you
have to
understand
trudge
it.
through.
That
Yeah,
means you
you're gonna
understand it. HTML and CSS is kind of stupid. HTML is not really a language. Language is more a description of
it's
the
more like
environment.
I found it more like an editor, how to edit a web page. That's what I found it. It's not,
No, yeah, you got it. I mean, that's you understand what that is very much.
You got the gist. Yeah.
I mean, I'll still say kind of, dig into it. For the first module, the Bootstrap module will, I mean, you'll give a kind of a good set of tools to build a web page. But yeah, I will still say, look into it.
Gotcha. Okay, and I can call Drew anytime, if I have any more questions, right?
You can call the 1-800 number. And maybe Drew will pick up, maybe someone else,
maybe,
right?
Yeah, okay. Maybe me or Francesca or Miles. We're all peers. We're all on the same team, and we can all provide you the same information. So,
okay, what's the 1-800 number?
Oh, here, let me get it. It's 1-888.
Okay.
Let me see if I'm gonna paste that as well.
Yeah, it's
You have it?
I got it right here.
353, something like that. No, what is it again?
It's
calling a number is so 1980, isn't it?
Right. It's 888-803.
803.
3963.
3963.
Go ahead and repeat it back, just so we can confirm that you have the right number before we end this.
888-803-3963.
That's right.
Got it. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Art, it was great to see you. Before you go, I love to say something about your introduction, Drew, and how we really don't want to promise a job and why we're doing that. And I know at first people are kind of we take a step back. We say, "What?"
Yep.
Here's the thing. Here's the reality of the thing. Promising a job is bogus.
It is.
Period.
It is.
It's just bogus, and there's a ton of deceits out there that promise you that 99% or 95% of the students are going to make it and are going to get a job. It's bogus. It's just plain bogus. There's so many variables.
Too many.
And students own a lot of their ability to get a job as well. And so our promise is to give you quality education and the level of support that you're going to need to find a job.
Yep.
But we're not going to
Absolutely.
try to, lead you and through deception to register
Astray.
for us by
Yep.
advertising, out of this world job placement data. What we track is what we call job skills. We're going to ask you 4 times a year, are you employed? And do you apply your coding skills at your job? Those 2 questions. And with that, 78%, actually, if I look at it now, the latest number is job.com. 78%. Let me actually show you. So if you go to our website, 78% of graduates who answer the survey say that after 9 months, they apply their coding skills at their job. They're employed and they actually program at their job. That number, by the way, is updated every
day.
And right now, it's
Every
based
day.
on 1,470 survey answers.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even all the students that have attended NewCamp.
Yeah.
Some of them
answer.
don't answer. Yeah, exactly. So that number could actually be higher. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Art, for joining.
Just one more final question.
Go for it.
I'm going to make it short, okay? Now, one more question is that I saw that you guys have a live classes that you do every weekend on a Saturday. Is that going to be like a Saturday? I live in Baltimore, so the time I was thinking was like between 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. So is that going to be a Saturday, or could you do it on Sunday as well?
No, you have to do it on Saturday. That's when the instructor is scheduled to help the classroom. And so it is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. You could register on the Central time zone or Pacific time zone.
Yep.
And that's going to be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in that time zone. So for you, it could actually be, let's say you register in the Pacific time zone. That's going to be from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. your time, right? So you have that flexibility.
Got it. All right.
Exactly.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
All right. You take care, man. Hope to see you soon.
You too.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
There's a ton of questions on the chat that we have to catch up to. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Could I do?
All right. You want to take that one?
Could I do the front end course and then the back end, or do you recommend doing the back end course first? All right. First of all, Jesse, thank you for hopping on and asking your question. But it's entirely going to be dependent upon you. If you are more focused on web development and that's something that you want to learn, like that's a skill you want to learn now and then learn something else later, yes, you could definitely do the front end course before you do the back end. But NewCamp does recommend, if you have no coding experience at all, to, after you do the fundamentals, do the back end with Python, only because you're going to learn foundational programming concepts that are going to be you'll be able to carry that over to whatever other language that you have to learn later on. But one thing I would recommend, though, is instead of doing the front end, I recommend doing the full stack. Only because you'll be exposed to the front end and the back end using the JavaScript programming language, not to be confused with the back end with Python, which is primarily focused on Python. But it's good to have touched on the back and the front end, so that way you'll know for sure whether or not you actually enjoy the front end more or the back end. So.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Drew. Let me move on to Tommy asking actually for the test again, the link to the test.
Okay, shoot.
Let me find that again, and it is here. url.newcamp.co/test yourself. That's the JavaScript test. If you pass it, 85%, you're good to go. You can register straight to full stack. If not, that means you have learning to do to get up to speed on JavaScript. All right, let's go back to the chat.
What do we got?
All right, there we go. Address, full program takes to become front-end, back-end, and full-stack coding professional. I think address, you're probably referring to the complete software engineering bootcamp. Let me actually share that with everyone here. So the complete software engineering bootcamp path is pretty much all. It's the web development fundamental, the full stack, the backend, and job hunting. Let me actually click on it. It's going to be easier. It is 11 month long if you take everything back to back, and you're really going to cover everything, front end, back end. We do have the job hunting bootcamp attached to it, and we'll get back to that. I saw another question on this one. But if you go there, so if you were to start, let's say in June, right, with the web development fundamentals, you'll finish next year in June, but you will be, you will learn everything you need to know. It's 1,400 hours, 11 months. It's a big undertaking, affordable as well, but that will give you very much everything you want or you need. And we'll talk about job hunting in a sec, because I've seen a question on that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot more people are really looking into the complete software engineering path. Do you get more questions from people on this one as well?
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. And like I do have to remind them that it's prior to Ludo creating the complete software engineering bootcamp path. What students would have to do prior to that was they would have to apply for a loan, and then for each bootcamp individually. Other than the fundamentals, that one always came bundled with the full stack. But now that Ludo has created the path, now students who apply for the financing can just apply for one big loan and finance everything, as opposed to doing each one individually.
That's right. And it's, for us, that's also a great alternative to college.
It is.
On one hand, you can think of college, and college these days, 10K, 20K, 40K sometimes.
Exactly. Crazy. No, and Ludo, I want to bring up to the point that you were trying to tell Art earlier, is that because he was talking about job placement and he was getting his degree. Like even colleges cannot guarantee you a job for whatever you decide to major in. You're not guaranteed a job when you finish, and you're not. If you make the comparison as far as just how much it costs, and do the math.
Job guarantee for me is a fallacy, and it's used in the industry to hike the prices. Of course, if I'm now saying, okay, I'm going to guarantee that 99% of students get a job, well, I can charge 30 grand, 50 grand, right? That's worth it, right? Hey, 99%.
Yeah, but what they don't tell you is, what if they're actually hiring those students after they graduate?
There's also dropping you because you're late. Like if you're there's in one instance, if you're twice 10 minutes late,
that's it.
A course, you're going to be dismissed. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker.
Okay.
You're going to owe a prorated amount of the bootcamp. So like 20% of 50 grand is already a big amount, right? And so if you just stay 20% in that bootcamp, you're going to owe 10 grand, and you don't even know it. You didn't realize that. You're not going to have a graduation. You haven't finished. You haven't learned anything. You still owe 10 grand. So, anyways, I could get going on this one.
No, I know. We could make the whole campfire about that. But next
question here. So that's the one I wanted to get to. What's the difference between the graduation assistant versus the 4-week career bootcamp? So let me explain that question.
Yeah, please.
For every graduate of full stack, front end, and the backend bootcamp, all those graduates for free, that's kind of included. You have those career services. You have a career coach. You can schedule a 30-minute conversation. You have a career development program. It's 6 weeks now. It's going to turn into 4 weeks. We have the career coach again. You have the job board that you have access to on our Slack, LinkedIn Premium, and you have the alumni as well, and you have lifetime access. That's, if you're graduating from full stack, front end, back end, you have that. what we are launching in August is a very tight 4-week experience with a dedicated instructor. So the closest we have in the free space is that 30-minute conversation with the coach. Here, you actually have an instructor for 4 weeks, and for 4 Saturdays, 4 hours, you're actually going to go through interview preparation. You're going to go through algorithm tests. You're going to go through whiteboarding, and you're going to be in that classroom environment. So it's very much taking the same bootcamp approach that you would have done for everything else, and then doing it for the job hunting. Working on first impressions, doing the interview practices, working on the whiteboarding, algorithm testing, and all that. So that's the main difference. One is you're going to be able, so the free career services is you're going to have a coach. You're going to schedule meetings of 30 minutes, not more. But you're not going to have that 4 weeks, very tight, very focused on you with a classroom of 15 students. You're going to be able to work together on your resume and things like that. So that's the big difference. We're launching in August. That's the very first session in August. We're also going to have a game. Stay tuned. We're going to have a game. We're going to give away 10 free passes. So 10 free registrations to the bootcamp. If you actually figure out the game, it's going to be fun.
Can employees play too? No, I'm just kidding.
Probably not. There's always that
I'm just
clause
joking.
yeah.
I was just joking. Is agent? Oh, here, I can answer this. Actually, if you go back to Francesca's first Campfire, age is nothing but a number. Pretty much what it comes down to is, there's always going to be certain things that you cannot control. Unfortunately, sometimes this is just one of those things, but you gotta show and prove to them that you're more than capable, with the projects that you build, and that you're also continually learning, even though you completed a boot camp or you're self-learning. You always want to show potential employers or potential clients, if you decide to go freelance, what you're capable of doing, where your knowledge base is at, and that you're still continually learning. That is always going to get your foot in. That's always going to help you out. And they're more than likely not going to care about your age if you're able to, provide those 3 things that I just recommended.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very fair answer. Let me actually pull up something as well that I love sharing. Let me do a search. I think if I do a search, that's going to be easier. NewCamp, Laurie.
Oh, yeah. That's my old buddy, man. I haven't heard from her for so long.
So,
Laurie,
check this out. Check this case study or this conversation. Laurie was joined me for Campfire at the very beginning. Check this out. Laurie is not 40. She's a bit older than that, and she has a fantastic story to share. And that's full of hope for people that are worried about, ageism in the industry. All right. Let's go back. Yay for 40 plus coders. I agree.
Yes, I agree. I concur.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else there? Yeah, I'll go full stack after web development.
Yeah.
Why not? Or backend with Python. I mean, either way works, to be honest with you. Multifaceted.
Hey, ready to get started.
All right. We're ready to have you on board.
Oh. Oh, Ludo, you got this one?
Yeah, I got this one. So, Unclamp for kids. I guess it's NewCamp, right?
Yeah.
So we are only open for adults. There's a whole thing about, if you want to teach kids, there's a whole amount of things that you have to do, from a legal standpoint, And so we're not set up for that. So if you're not 18 at the minimum, unfortunately, you cannot join NewCamp. Very sorry for that. If you're 18 and one day, you're good. If you're registering today and your bootcamp, when your bootcamp starts, you're going to be 18, you're good as well. But you have to be 18 when you start your bootcamp.
Unfortunately.
So, GI Bill. Right, not the Go Bill, the GI Bill, I guess.
Yeah. I think they're saying the GI Bill.
Yeah. I don't think we do. I think it's I think this one is kind of complicated. Just like we're not taking federal funding, but we do have. What's the name of that program again?
Warrior Rising.
Warrior Rising. That's a scholarship.
Yep.
And I think the other
SkillBridge.
program, SkillBridge. There you go. SkillBridge is the program that we are registered to, and that's also for military members, spouses as well, I think. And SkillsBridge, what it does is the Army continues to pay you while you learn. So it's not so they don't pay for your tuition; they pay you to stay in the Army while you learn. So it's pretty cool. What gave me away?
Yeah, what gave him away?
Yes, I am.
Good guess, Tom.
From Bordeaux, France. Bordeaux, the country, the wine country in France.
Yep.
When's the game? We are launching the game, the job hunting game, on the 21st. On the 21st, the game will be on, and it's going to be 21st? Fun. Yeah. It's soon. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm all excited. I don't even get to play though, but I'm so excited.
Yeah. You'll be able to join the course for free, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Without the game.
Shh, don't tell them that, Ludo.
Jesse is asking, what happens if you can't make a Saturday course? Oh, you want to take that one?
For sure. NewCamp already understands that not everyone can make every live Saturday workshop that goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the time zone that you enroll into. But they do leave a little space, and they do understand that you can't make all of the Saturday workshops. But as long as you complete your workshop assignments that is required on those Saturdays, at least by Sunday evening, then you should be good to go. But just know that you're gonna be missing a really big part of the NewCamp experience. Because that's like 4 hours that you get to pick your instructor's brain and collaborate with your fellow classmates. But you're not gonna be like taxed or anything for missing Saturday workshops.
Yeah, I know exactly. And if you're thinking about registering to the complete bootcamp, it's 11 months. That's a lot of Saturdays, and so of course that happens. Sometimes you're not going to be able to make one, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's so much of the difference in what we have to offer. Like you can take an online course at Udemy and do it on your own, or you can go with NewCamp and you really collaborate with other learners. You have an instructor. You can talk to that person. So if you don't think you're going to be able, let's say like 95% of the Saturdays, if you don't think you're going to be able to attend 95% of those Saturdays, you're going to miss on a ton of stuff. And so you probably want to ask yourself, okay, am I going to do it or not? We're going to do something soon. I don't know when, because it's a lot of work on our end, right? We're going to introduce another day. Like you're going to be able to do Saturday or another day. It's probably going to be a Friday. Because Sundays, there's other problems with Fridays.
Yeah,
both Saturdays and Sundays are an issue from a religion standpoint.
Yep, exactly.
Sunday, I mean, you have all those games, NFL. So it's not a good day beyond, religious reasons. And so we're thinking Friday afternoon, something like that. We'll of course announce that when it's ready. Hopefully in a couple of months. So we'll see. Samantha is with us as well. Samantha is part of the marketing team, working on the game.
Samantha.
Yes, First 10 people will win a free registration to the job hunting bootcamp. Stay tuned on that. All right, Skills Bridge. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Hey, we're caught up. We're caught up on the questions. Oh no,
Whoa,
there's another one
already?
from Krista.
Oh, okay.
No. What platform are the Saturday?
Can
Oh
be,
yeah. That's a great question. Let me take that one from Krista.
Sure,
So
go for it. Go for it.
it's on Zoom. So it's a Zoom session. It's 4 hours, but think of it as really being very hands-on.
Mhm.
So for 4 hours, you're going to be on Zoom with your instructor, but most of the time you're going to be coding. And the deal is you're going to be working on a project that's going to be new to you, but it's going to look familiar. During the week, you're going to work on code assignments, and we're going to have you do a few things. The assignment on Saturday is kind of a twist on what you've done during the week. So it's going to feel similar. It's going to feel familiar. But if there's going to be a twist, that's going to really challenge you to think on your own and kind of like, okay, I think I understand what's going on here, but I haven't done it fully exactly like that yet. So that means you're going to be challenged. You're going to be stuck doing the exercise. And so you're going to be with your classmates and you're going to be collaborating. You're going to do, code pairing, and you're going to ask your instructor when you're stuck. That experience, we've actually had, we've tried to record it. It's horrible watching after the fact. Like nobody is going to sit through 4 hours of people in breakout rooms coding, right? It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's something you really have to leave live. So what's happening if you miss one is you still have to do the assignment. You're still going to be able to ping your instructor, on Slack. You're still going to be able to ping other students on Slack. It's going to be, it's not going to be live because you won't be there live. It's going to be after the fact. So you'll work on that. You'll miss that, conviviality or congenial, of being with your collegiality, of being with your other students. But yeah, I don't really recommend at all watching it from your mobile. It's not going to do anything for you. Like you're going to have to be on a computer coding during those 4 hours. All right. So what can we talk about?
Jay,
yeah.
what you have in the pipeline?
Oh, what do I have here? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Chris is all set. Perfect. I want to talk about something that we've launched recently, and that's NewCamp for Business. And this one is actually pretty exciting because what we know is 60% of students are able to join NewCamp while keeping their jobs, right? They don't have to quit their jobs because with part-time, they can learn in the evenings, they can, learn on Saturdays over the weekend. And so they're staying in their jobs. And we offer to those students who are still in their jobs the opportunity to have their current employer pay for their bootcamp. And here's the kicker, and you're seeing it on the pop-up here. The whole thing is tax deductible. It's actually a federal program from the IRS that says every employee pretty much is eligible to get a budget of $50 to $50 towards education, continuous education. And that's tax-free. So the company that offers that doesn't pay taxes on it. The employee doesn't pay the tuition and doesn't pay taxes on it. And here's the thing that's actually quite interesting. If you don't go through those steps here, and if your employer let's say the employer is going to refund you for the tuition or is going to, pay you back, well, that's considered compensation. So you will be taxed on it, right? That's going to be part of your W-2. Not if you actually work on this educational assistance program, then your employer is not taxed and you're not taxed. So that's pretty cool for that. We are inviting you to talk to your employer if you join, but you can also go there. And here's the funny part is you can actually create an account right here, and you can pretty much create your own invoice, and show that invoice to your employer and say, hey, can you pay that? It's going to be $2,000 something. And with that, we're going to give you a coupon code and you're going to register for free. So you can, here's the thing. If I was in student shoes, I would either, go to register using my credit card or do the student loan path. Or if I am employed and if I have kind of a good relationship with my employer, I would actually go there, create an invoice, and talk to my buddy in finance or HR. Hey, this is for my bootcamp. Do you mind paying that invoice? And boom, you're in for free. So just so you know. All right, and I see that we have other questions now.
Oh, hey, it's Tommy again.
Yeah.
All right, well, to Tommy, pretty much the fundamentals bootcamp is going to be structured exactly the same as all of our other bootcamps. Pretty much throughout the week, essentially from Sunday to Friday. It doesn't necessarily have to be those days, but it's the only day that it's the only days that aren't, Saturday, which is when we have the live Saturday workshops from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You're pretty much just going to have pre-recorded video lectures to watch. You're going to have coding challenges and exercises to complete, and just a short quiz to kind of help you evaluate yourself to see if all the stuff that you just learned, if it actually stuck, and if it didn't, go back and work on those. You just have to make sure to get it done prior to the Saturday workshop. So you could do that portion part-time or full-time. I mean, NewCamp does recommend at least like between 2 to 5 hours a day. But with whatever other responsibilities that you have, NewCamp understands that. You just gotta make sure to get those tasks done prior to the workshop. So it's very flexible.
Yeah, and it's this question from LW is quite complimentary. So the program is not completely self-paced, and that's a big deal. You've heard Drew talk about, every week you have things that you're expected to do on Saturday. You have a workshop, and then you are expected to submit your assignment. That assignment is graded. So your instructor is actually, you could fail the assignment. You'll have to do it again. The minimum rating to pass the assignment is a 6 out of 10. But it's super important that, and to the question, there are deadlines, right? There are mandatory check-ins. Because if there weren't, you would actually go against the motivation to complete. And that's why very few people never finish actually Udemy courses.
Yeah,
that's a big difference. Like when you buy something that for $10, it could be the best course ever. If you don't have a support, if you don't learn with others, if you can't ask questions and get answers, chances are you're not going to finish.
Nope.
At the same time, so we have all of these, we have those milestones, but we also understand that life happens. What that means is, well, there could be a tragedy, there could be, that week or those next 3 weeks, your job could really ask a lot of you. And so when that happens, not everything is lost. When that happens, you can actually ask to reschedule your bootcamp. So you're going to be able to actually pause and 5 weeks later, pick it up. You're going to miss your classmates. You're going to meet new classmates, but pick it up where you left off and then continue with the same, deadlines and mandatory check-ins and stuff like that. And so $79 is like kind of the fee if you need to do that. So it's pretty affordable. We ask you to pay something so that you don't always do that. But yeah, that's it's a great question because it is so important for one person to be able to actually stay committed and also know the progress that they're making, right? If it was free form and you could take forever to do it, chances are you will take forever to do it.
Exactly. You lose that accountability when you feel that you could complete it anytime.
Hey, Ethan has a great question. So the answer is absolutely yes. Because, and you've noticed, it's actually, each bootcamp taken one after the other. So when you go there, let's say you want to start, let's say I'm going to start actually in July. So I'll start in July, I'll finish in July. I'm going to register for it. And I'm going to register to this one. And I could stop here. I can just do that one. And next time I'll go there, it's going to say, hey, this is the backend now that you should be registering to. I could just take the backend, etc., etc. If you take a student loan, and that's the thing that's, Drew, you talked about taking a student loan to cover for everything. You're going to be given a coupon code that will allow you to register for all four. There's no point in not registering for four. It's like $25 per registration at that point in time. So you probably want to register to all four. Also, you should know with the student loan, depending, actually it's kind of complicated. You could actually take a loan option where you start paying really the loan at the end of the 1 year. But if you're choosing to pay immediately over, let's say, 3 years, that will actually start, you will start that the first time you start the bootcamp. So, I mean, it's kind of a distinction, but yeah. If you pay, credit card payments, you can just do it one after the other, and you can just wait until you're done to pay for the next. The early bird rate applies though. So you never want to be, late enrolling, because if you miss the early bird rate, either it's going to cost you more, or you're going to have to actually add, you're going to have to wait an extra 5 weeks, which will not be too great. Speaking of which, Drew, we have, and I'm kind of lost with my mouse. I see my mouse moving twice on this, screen, and I know it's here as well. It's kind of funky. Okay, yeah, Ethan. So if you pay by credit, you're good. You can just pay for one, and then after then the next. You don't have to pay for everything at once. Yeah. So early bird for the full stack bootcamp starting in 2 weeks. That early bird rate ends this Monday, midnight Central Time. So don't forget about that. You can still register for the web development fundamental that starts on Monday. So we have one 4 weeks bootcamp starting on Monday. The early bird rate has passed for that one, but the difference is really $40. So if you really want to start Monday, you'll pay like $40 more, but you'll start on Monday. Otherwise, it's in 5 weeks. What else, Drew?
Oh, you probably want to plug the next
that's right.
Campfire.
Oh, that's right. We have a really exciting Campfire scheduled for next week. We're gonna have GP Morgan Chase join us. Let me find the name. Let me make sure I know. With Angie Del Castillo. She's a recruiter at GP Morgan Chase. She's recruiting specifically from Coding Bootcamp graduates.
Nice.
And we have had fantastic conversations to make sure that NewCamp graduates really are presented with those opportunities. And so we've asked her to join the show and talk about, what's going on at GP Morgan Chase. It's a big financial company. I mean, probably everyone knows that. But they're hiring a ton of people. They're making huge bets on Coding Bootcamp graduates. And yeah, we'll have the pleasure to have her live answering your questions as well.
I think she's also gonna have a software engineer from like one of the.
Is she a software engineer as well?
No, she's a recruiter, but there's also going to be a software engineer as well joining.
Oh, really? I should know that.
No, you do. I'm just reminding you.
Cool. Yeah. So another reason for joining next week as well.
Exactly. Yep. For sure. You definitely want to check that out. And
Kothin is here, a pillar of the community.
Yeah. Hey, not just next week, Kothin. There's going to be a lot of exciting things happening throughout the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's right. And on the 21st, we're launching the job hunting bootcamp with a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Krista, the client said the first payment was July 13. When are you starting? Yeah, send us an email. Usually, it depends on which option you picked with Climb. They have several options. You can pay just the interest for a while. You can pay immediately. It depends on which one you picked. And typically, I think, yeah, there's a month. You're probably right. There's a month delay or something. I don't know. We'll have to look into your special case. But yeah, email Anuja. We'll look into that.
Oh, Ethan, see you on Monday,
Yeah,
man.
so Krista, yeah,
Excited.
I think depending, they actually there's a month delay between your bootcamp starts and when they actually start to request payments. Monday. All right. Hey, Drew, I know you were nervous about joining.
I know I was.
Even though you've been actually attending all those campfires and answering all those questions.
Yeah. It's different being on this side, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's very different being on this side. But
I'm so happy you did it. I think it was really fun.
Bro.
I hope everyone enjoyed.
Me too.
I hope I'll see you again.
Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah, you'll co-host with me again,
for sure.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Right.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, and I guess another incentive to get in on that early bird tuition rate is for all the ladies, or whoever, Father's Day is coming up this Sunday, so happy Father's Day in advance. It'll be a great gift. So
yeah,
if you're looking for gift ideas, what better gift than to potentially change someone's life, so
that's great. Yeah. All right, thank you, Drew. Take care. See you, everyone.